Welcome to our epic service here at Catholic Christian Church. First off, who has any pets? Pets? Yeah? You love pets, right? When my wife Michelle and I first lived together, we bought a little fish tank, and we got a couple of fish. And that was our first experience of pets. We went on spring break, and I left the light on the aquarium. I guess you're not supposed to do that. We came back to fried fish. So our next step was a hamster. A hamster was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, hamsters don't live very long, and we had to say goodbye to our pickup. Then we graduated up to getting a dog. He was a 2-year-old boxer. We named him Boston. And he lived 13 years. And other than Michelle, he was really my best friend. And then from there, we went to a human. Had 2 of those. And you should be happy to know that they are still alive and well. The point I'm trying to make is there was a progression there, right? We took steps. There was an increase in responsibility, commitment, money, time, love. Our lives are very much like this also. From the moment we are born, there is a progression. We go from crawling to walking to talking, to asking for keys to the car. There's preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, college. Our jobs are the same. Our relationships are the same. We spend our whole lives going up, what? The ladder. Right? And when we go up this proverbial ladder, our status goes up. It doesn't ever seem to end. There's always another step. There's always another rung to climb. Another level to achieve. Another goal to reach. But that concern for status is troublesome. Dangerous. Because it tends to put me first. I'm higher up, so do it my way. I matter more, so please me. I am more important, so serve my interests. And if that attitude creeps into the church, it can be very self-destructive. To save his friends from that kind of conflict, the Apostle Paul writes to them, "Don't be concerned about how far up the ladder you can go. Instead, think of how far down you can come." Your aim is not to climb up, but down. Ever notice what we learn and read in the Bible is often counterintuitive to how we really feel and do things, against our very nature? I mean, who wants to lower themselves instead of achieving status? That is something that is kind of in our nature. This tells me we often get things wrong. But why would God make us that way? Because he gave us free will. And he shows us the way through his word. But it's up to us to follow the path. In Philippians 2, verses 3 and 4, Paul says, "Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also the interests of others." And then he gives them an example. Your example is Jesus Christ. He went down the ladder for the sake of others. He went to the lowest level because he cared about the interests of others. You have this in mind among yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus. So let us look how Jesus came down the ladder for us. Philippians 2:6. We learn from the Bible that Jesus was equal to God, right? He was God in human form. This is a concept that confuses a lot of people. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Who, through he was in the form of God, did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped. He was on the same level with God. In his very nature, he was the same as God. Deep inside, in his essence of his being, he was God. But as people sinned against him, and that sin tainted the earth, it reeked of it. Jesus knew that his equality with God could not be something used to his advantage. It was not something used to his benefit. To be equal to God means that you give, and it's not yourself that you worry about, but you worry about all your children. So to get rid of sin and its consequences, Jesus had to come down from the high step beside his Father. Jesus must come to earth in human form and live among his children and pay the penalty for them. And only God can do that, right? Only God can live perfectly among them, not having his own sin to pay for. Philippians 2:7-8. Paul tells us in verse 7, who made himself nothing, taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men. He took himself down the ladder. You know, Jesus didn't come down as a Roman emperor or be born in a well-to-do middle-class family with financial means to give him every advantage to start out in society. He made himself nothing. He put himself in the hands of a poor couple in a conquered nation from a backwater town called Nazareth. The other cities turned their noses up to this town. Can anything really good come out of Nazareth? Jesus' very birth was the epitome of stepping down, being born in a manger, a trough to hold food for animals. He made himself nothing because deep in his core, he was taking on the essence of a servant. Just as the core of his nature was equal with God, so now at the core of his nature, he was going to be a servant. And he would totally take on the likeness of humanity. He would get angry. He would get hungry. He would get tired. He would hurt when splinters went into his palm. He'd feel pain when his friends betrayed him. When all of them thought it was above him to do a servant's job of washing dirty feet before dinner, he'd get tired. And he would be on the floor. He understood their weaknesses, and he served them anyway. He made himself nothing, because deep in his being, he was going to serve. But how far would he go to serve their interests? How much would he do? How much of himself would he give? Would he think of himself just a little bit? Would he retain just a small amount of what he might be entitled to? Would he at least hold himself on par with others in his circle? Or would he humble himself even further? Would he lower himself even more for their sake? Would he die for them? Would he let himself be killed so that they could live? Philippians 2, verse 8. And being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. He went all through for what he came for. He would voluntarily die for them. If a service were to matter, it would have to go that far, because his death was the only thing that could remove their sin. He would have to take their sin on himself and let it crush him instead of them. He would die the most humiliating and painful way that has ever been conceived, on a cross. Humiliating because it was used only for foreign terrorists, notorious criminals, rebellious slaves. Painful because large nails severed tendons and splintered bones. The body sagged, and hour after hour it became harder to breathe as you slowly suffocated to death. He died because you are a sinner. And he loved you and did not want you to perish. He cared for you ahead of himself, and he died for you and for me. Charles Wesley says it very eloquently in his hymn. He left his Father's throne above, so free, so infinite his grace, emptied himself of all but love, and bled for Adam's hapless race. 'Tis mercy all, immense and free, for oh my God, it found out. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? That is what these tables are for. He died for you. This is his body, which was broken for you. This is his blood, which was shed for you. And at this time, I would like to lead you all in observing our Lord's Supper. So Jesus stepped away from his perch beside his Father and came down here, and he lived among us. He taught us, he loved us, and ultimately he died for us. But his progression coming down the ladder to our level did not end with his death. Philippians chapter 2, verses 9 to 11. Therefore God has highly exalted him and bestowed on him the name that is above every name, so that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. He descended to the lowest level, and God exalted him to the highest place. And then God gave him the name that is above every name, the name Yahweh. God gave him his own name, the most honored name in all creation, the name by which he referred to himself, so that whenever someone says Jesus, all of creation would say, Lord, Jesus Christ is Lord. Jesus Christ is Yahweh God. And as he stands in his glory, every knee will bow in submission. Every head will bow in honor of his name. All the angels in heaven, all the races on earth, all the ugly demons under the earth. Every knee down, every tongue, acknowledging that Jesus Christ is Lord. Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. If we share his humility, he will share his glory. If we go down the ladder, God will raise us up. Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. Have this in mind among yourselves, which is in yours, Christ Jesus. Let's pray. Dear Father, we thank you for this time that we can gather tonight in your presence.